Good morning, traders. Welcome to Trading Room. For my YouTube viewers, you will be getting the recording of this session uploaded to you on YouTube as the weekly outlook. Disclaimer. What I would be showing you is actually my views in the direction that I think it's going to go. In no way is that a trading call for you, because for you to make a trade, you will first have to have a strategy. You would have to have trade management. You would have to have money management. You'll have to calculate your risk and the risk management state to decide if that trade is even worth taking. And even the direction we are giving you, let's say on the 1 hour, could change within the next 5-6 hours. Now, if you want to know more about all of that, we have done a few live sessions. We have done, I think, about 1.5 month free live sessions we have given to everybody. Some of those are in YouTube, some are not. If you want to understand how and when these patterns could change, go look at the live sessions we did on YouTube, and that will help you understand it, right? Because as one person, one guy who was in for the 1.5 months actually left a review on YouTube saying, hey, this thing is amazing. We analyze all the charts, we take the trades, and then we come back, and even the trades that we took or we didn't take are explained as to why it didn't go, or the ones that we take and didn't go, how we manage them, right? He was in, so he was like, the trade management thing was one of the most amazing things he learned in being here in a 1.5 months. And one of the troll went and wrote underneath that comment, it's a very long, elaborate scam. You wouldn't see it until you're there for a long time. I'm like, dude, the guy's giving you his experience. What do you mean it's a long, elaborate scam? Like, what do we do the next 3 weeks? So the first 2 weeks, the first 1.5 months, we fooled him into believing this is what we do. We take trades, we analyze them, and then we come back and we say, and then what is going to happen if he stays for a year? We're not going to do that? Like, what's the elaborate scam? I mean, some of you here for 4 years, do we do any other thing? Have I changed that? So like 1 year I showed you how to take trades, and the next year I just scammed you, don't show you how to take trades. Like, it's the level of ignorance of some of these traders that really makes it. Actually, I smiled when I saw it, because I was thinking, like, what is he trying to say? What is he trying to tell the guy? Okay, you're there for a 1.5 weeks and it's amazing. But if you stayed for a year, it's not going to be amazing. He's going to change what he's doing. That's what we do every day. We come in every day, we identify trades, we take the trades and we manage them. If the trades doesn't tag us, that's okay. We look at the charts and we decide whether it's still valid. If it's still valid, we still stay. If it's not valid, we change it or we take it off and wait. We don't do anything different in here. Whether you're here for 1 week or 1 month or 5 years, we don't do anything different. So what's long, elaborate about it? I don't know. And since the guy enjoyed his time, I don't think you can call it a scam, right? It was free and he enjoyed it. That's funny sometimes. Anyway, that said, it just put a smile on my face this morning. And that I think I really wanted to share that with you guys because it's funny. Anyways, if you've seen my video for the first time and you want to understand what wave analysis is about, because it's complex, it's not difficult, it's complex. Complex doesn't mean difficult. Complex means you break it up into simple parts and you understand it. And once you understand the complexity, it becomes easy, right? It's not impossible to do. It's pretty easy. Some traders get terrified when they think they have to learn patterns and all of that. Actually, it's not that difficult, right? Because we have an entire group of people here who's been doing it for years and who are pretty good at it because they were doing the same thing before I came in the room and they were doing it great. So it's not that impossible to learn. Don't be scared by simplicity. If the market was as simple as learn this strategy and you become rich, I think we know that everybody would be doing that, right? It's complex and it's doable. So let's go. With that said, what we're going to do. So I think last week I told you when we made this that we're not going to be going anywhere for I think this happened on Wednesday. And we're going to be here for a long time. And I can actually confirm that we're going to be here for a long time because you can see, by the way the patterns are created, you can tell how complex it will become. See the sharp move here and that pullback there? We already know that we're making a flat here. And I can tell you with very high probability that this chance is it will probably go back up, but it's not going to go out of the structure. Because you have a 1, 2, 3, and you're getting a 1, 2, 3, with this being the bigger correction inside. This might or might not be the core correction because you can still get a bigger correction than that, right? But for now, we would treat this as the core correction, coming back here and coming back down here. So we might end up with something like this. If you ask me to draw what the pattern would look like based on what we have right now, this is what I would draw. And I would say we're still going up. But that is based on what we have now. Now, would that happen yet? The pieces that I'm showing you will definitely play out, right? We'll definitely get this coming down a little more here. And if we get this flat, then we are absolutely going to get that. And if we get this, then it could be more complex. It could make another flat here and go again. It could make another flat here and go again. But I would have to wait for that to start to happen before I decide that. But if I have to make a forecast now, I would not add these. I will just tell you, well, it's likely going to do this and come back here. I'm going to put this move on. And then I'll assume that that three wave is enough for it to go out. That's an assumption based on what we have right now. Now, all of that could change. But as it's changing, we will see the change and we will make the decision. Because if you had asked me earlier what I think this could do, I would tell you this could just work its way down here and then go back up. But I can see the change now. I can see that, okay, it's going up here now. Sorry, guys, I have a cold. It's going up and it's doing this. And that means that here, we're going to be stuck here for a while before we come back down and then go. Maybe we do it more complex than that. But as it's developing, you will see that. See, pretty easy. It's still upside. Can we sell in this range? Well, what you're looking at is the bigger range. I wouldn't sell this one. Sorry, guys, this throat is killing me. I wouldn't sell this. I would let this come here. But then can we buy it? Yep, we can look for that trade. That will be something like this. You take a small flag like this and you go for the next impulse up. So if it gives us a small flag here, we can go for the next impulse up. So we may or may not buy that, depending on whether there is actually a good trade with a good risk to reward. But on the sell side, I think we will go for it. Because sometimes it doesn't have to be a three-wave structure. It could be really fast, right? A single wave coming down. So until that happens, we'll have to wait. So really, there's very much trading going on here now, and it's going to go sideways. You can take this out. It's not valid anymore. It was only valid if this was going to take off. So with that said, let's go. Silver, nothing new except silver didn't drop the way I expected to drop. It's kind of stop and pull back. And if we look at the bigger picture of silver, we're still in this consolidation. And since dollar index is in consolidation, this one will stay in consolidation. The only thing is, how would this come down? So I was wondering, why is this coming down so slow? And then I look at the move. We're actually making this move down, right? We complete the flat here and we're making that move down. Remember, this move had a really big flat at the top there, and then it had this sharp pullback. If you're looking at this piece at the very start of it, if you're looking at this piece here at the very start of it, it will look exactly like this piece here. Drop, an expanding flat, and a pullback. So the question is, do we get a drop here today? And if we get a drop here today, do we get another big flat before it does this? So how complex would this be if it's coming down here before you get this sharp move back up? Well, we'll see. Or is it possible that this one even make another move up and then come? Both of those are possible right now. So when you're looking for your trade, since both of those are possible, when you're looking for a trade, you're looking for a confirmation as to what you're going to do. So if I'm looking for a sell, I want to see a flag here. I'll probably go into 15 and see if there's a 15 minutes flag. That's a sell setup. Well, we don't really have a flag, but we have one pullback. This could have been a sell setup this morning, very early. If you were there and you saw that, you'd probably take this one to come down. This one maybe, but if you take that, you'll be closing it for break even on the 15. Right now, we'll be working on this piece as the first one up, right? So if it stays here, make a flag, we'll be selling to drop to the bottom. This was a good sell. I think some of you remember that sell from last week, right? So what we're doing is we'll be looking for a sell here. Now, this is the first piece in the pullback, in the possible flat, so it's going to be a flat like this. And we will sell it. That might drop. And if that drop and it keeps going, good for us. But what if it just drops and do this? What if it makes this flat here? Go there. Give us this trade, but just drop here to go back up. This would be your break even. You close the trade and then we'll consider if we want the buy, because the buy is going to be this move up, like this one, right? 1, 2, 3. So we'll make another flat here and maybe drop again. And if you start making so many flats and drop, you're likely going to go up, right? So today it's open to tell you first, the first possible trade we'll be looking for is a sell setup. So I'll put that, look for a sell setup here. That's the first possible trade. If that doesn't work out, then we'll relook at the structure to see if there's a buy, or maybe nothing is happening. Maybe this just comes back all the way to the top here. And then the sell is no longer valid. It'll probably come back here, and it could be, it could be stuck here for a long time before we get a buy setup. Gold. Well, the buy and gold last week was good. We're still expecting it to go up. But now that it's pulling back again, the question is, are we going to make another flat like this? Because we do have divergence. I'm not expecting them to drop again. Not that it can drop again, but I wasn't expecting that. Now, the only thing you probably wonder is that this one went up like this, right? This is the move we're trying to make. And then you have a huge flat here. And then it started to go really, really slow to the upside. So let's assume this was the sharp move. You got a flat. Can we repeat the same slowness back to the top? If they're doing that, then we'll have to look for very short-term trades in it. As of now, you'll be looking for a sell setup, not... Yeah, we have divergence. So we'll look for a sell setup. It might turn out to be a break-even trade, but it's worth taking. Because if we're going to go lower, if they're coming to retest this low again, which, like I said, no, there's no necessity for that, but it could happen. It could just make a more complex pattern. If we're coming to retest the low, we want to trade. So what you want to see is a complete flat in here. We don't have. We have one piece. We got this. Let it come here and go back up. Give us a flat and we'll sell that. So if we get a nice little small flat here, that would be a sell setup. So again, we'll be looking for a sell setup. Short term for now. Euro, I think this is clear. This one is definitely a sell setup, but we don't have a trade as yet because this was all the correction. It should have dropped. We got another flat here. If that wick is there, if that wick is correct, we've got another correction here. Sorry. And then we're getting another flag here. So why are we getting so many of those corrections in an impulse that is supposed to drop? It just means that we're probably still in the correction. But this would likely drop, but then it's going to go back up again. And we'll have something like a 1, 2, 3 before it drops. So just like the dollar index, it's not ready for the downside. Now, you can take this trade here. There is a risk to it. You can take it, but then if you can manage that risk. So if you put an entry here, the chances are it might just barely break the low and start to go back up. Right? The way this is going, that is a high probability that it might just do this. Now, if you're lucky, it drops, and that's the trade you're looking for. If you're not lucky, then the likelihood is just going to break and go back up. So if you're going to take it, you have to be sure that you can manage your way out of that for a very small loss or for break even. It's not the best trade to take. I would like it to go a little higher, and then if we can take it from here, that would be better. So if this can go back and make a new high, then we'll put the entry here for this sell, but only if it goes back, make a new high. So it's not the best trade, but it's a sell setup. So you can even put it as an active sell with a high risk. I wouldn't advise even any trader who can't get out for break even, should it break the low and go back, to take the trade. Pang. So this is definitely a sell setup. We didn't break the top this time. You always want to break the top. Because when you break the top, you can assume that that is going to drop. We sold this because we thought that was going to drop to the bottom. That was a good trade. We thought this would drop through. That turned out to be a break-even trade. Now, I don't think this is going to drop through because we didn't break the top. So there's a good chance we're making a bigger flat here. Kind of a 1, 2, 3, and then go back up. Right, then come down, because I don't see this as the one that is going to drop. It needs to be sharp without all of this. Can it come down some more? There is a chance, yes. You have a small running flat there, or these are smaller corrections of their own. It's kind of channeling here. I wouldn't go with the sell on this as yet. Although the bigger picture is downside and we want the sell, I probably wouldn't go with the sell because we didn't break the top, that's one. And I'm not sure this is the one trying to come down. So unless I get a very good flag here, there's no sell setup. You can try to sell it, but the chances are, you can see this came, tag the low, go back up, tag the low, consolidate, break a little, go back up, and probably repeat the same thing. So if you get a 15 minutes flag somewhere like this, that might be worth it. So this is a small one. If it comes here, make a 15-minute flag, go with this to break the low, and then get it to break even. This is going to probably pull back as soon as it breaks the low. This, if it stays right in the top there, you probably just stay away from it. Aussie. Same here, we're supposed to drop. This is supposed to drop from this one, and it's kind of consolidating in this range, which means it's going to make a bigger flat before they go. Bigger flat either to drop, or a bigger flat goes back up, make a new high, and then come. We're getting a lot of consolidation in here. If this one did break the top, so we'll have to put a trend line here, but it's not a very clear sell setup as yet. It's the only thing you have, but not a clear sell setup. So if you take the trade, The risk is it could tag you and pull back. So you'll have to be able to get out of that trade right within this range here for a small loss. The stop should be above here. But if this thing is to tag you, first you want it to come back here. I wanted to go a little higher so that we get this flat complete. We still have the sharp one. We have this in here. So there's a chance that this is just going to tag and go right back up, make a flat. Come back here, go right back up, make a flat. Come back here, go right back up, make a flat, and then drop. That is a possibility. And even when it drop here, the chances are this could be a flat for one more up before they drop. So I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but the likelihood is you're going to get break even. Right? Worst case is you could get out of that trade for break even. So we could put it for a sell. New Zealand is perfect. You're supposed to put the entry a little higher. If you put your entry here, that's the perfect place. So when we put the entry here, the flag was not there as yet. But I clearly said if it makes a flag, go with the flag. So if you sold the flag, you're doing well. You can close your trade right to the bottom here and put another entry under the low. Now, for us, if you're not in the trade, if this is your first trade, this thing is incomplete. You can put the entry here and wait, but it's going to complete itself when it breaks the stop. So it's a really nice consolidation for downside, and I think this can drop. This is clearly dropping, right? This could clearly drop through the bottom. It's not going sideways. It's not consolidating. It's dropping. So when it drops this much, the chances are it could still go back up once more and then drop, making this into running flat, right? Because this is very sharp. So this could happen. That's a good trade. So the best sell would be probably not the Aussie sell. Take off the Aussie sell and put the New Zealand sell. That's a better option. CAD. This was the buy. I think some of you were tagged and we were here Friday and said, don't worry about that. It's not going to break this. This low is going to go back up. Well, it did that, right? So we have an expanding flat in the middle. Go back up. If you close your trade for break even, you did well. If you took a little profit, you did well. Now it's making another flat here. This becomes a bigger running flat. So you got 1, 2, 3. And instead of dropping, we're making more like a flat here. So very likely this is going to go down more if you take this out. If you take that out and you look at each one separately as a flat, right? Like this one here as its consolidation. We're doing exactly what happened here, making a flat above this one. Remember when we had that, we're like, we're not sure this thing is going to go very much. But if you take it, make sure you can get out for break even. The same situation we have here. We're making a flat just above this one, right? So this should probably come back here, complete this as a flat. But it's exactly like this flat above this. So again, there's a chance it will break out, but there's a chance it might just break the top and then drop again. Right? So we get a drop, we get a deep one, we get a drop, we get a deep one, we get another drop, and maybe then we go out of the structure. Right? Then we'll be ready to go out of the structure. So do we take the buy here? Now that you know the conditions under which you want that buy, I think we just leave it alone. All right, we just leave the buy because this whole thing is starting to look like some channel that's squeezing. So even if this goes, it might just go, come back, make a new low, and then go. And this will be like this. I'd probably be like this. If this is the make a flat here, go there, then drop here, and then go back up. It will still be a correction. Right? Because you have this huge flat here now. It will still be a correction. Come here and then probably go back up. We're going to get a big one like this. You get a 1, 2, 3. You get a big one and probably get another 1, 2, 3 there. And we're just going pretty much like that, right? Ending that whole structure like some, I don't know. I don't think we'll get to the top there. We may or may not get it. And if we do, we'll see. Most likely it will just drop first. So the trade, the buy there, I think we ignore it and wait. If it does go up higher and make another flag, then we buy. Swiss, sorry, not euro. Dollar Swiss. Okay, this didn't go anywhere, so we're probably making a bigger consolidation here, going to 15. You made a 1, 2, 3, you made a 1, 2, 3, and we're coming down. All right, this is a 1, 2, 3 here. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's coming down. So there's a good chance this will probably come here, make a consolidation, come back to this point, and then go. So if you want to sell, that's a choice. You can make a choice in taking it. I think this 1, 2, 3 is over. I'll make an argument that this is over. We're trying to go up. We're just making a flat in here. There's a short-term sell setup here possible. I'm not sure it's a good idea. Let it come here first and then look for the buy. Because if you sell this, it could tag you and still do this, right? You don't want that to happen. Let it come to the bottom and then we look for the buy. Let's see how it comes, because if this has a big flat and this has a big flat, this will have to make a big flat. Most likely, right? So yen. And we did break the top. The magic did work and we did drop, right? So we're trying to get this one to go down. See, there was a big consolidation here and then there was a pullback. So we're kind of repeating the same thing here before we get the drop and then upside. So let's come to the 15. And it all depends on how you look at this one, because you can make an argument for this being a flat and this is the low. This is a separate flat. This is the low. Or yeah, we did break it. So this is the low and this is making its own one here. Or all of this together is a single flat, right? So you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this one is dropping. Now, two ways you can get that trade. One is you can put an entry order here for the sell, put a stop above the top, and target the low. That's one option, right? That would be a longer trade. You'll stay in it much longer. The second one is you can wait for this to make a flag. It didn't break this top, so you can treat it as a consolidation. Wait for a flag here. Should it make a 15 minutes flag here? You can sell the 15 minutes flag, but with the option that it might just come here and go back up. Right? There's that possibility. It might just drop to the low and go back up. In any case, you'll be able to get out of that for break even. So that one, the stop would be just above here or above here. Right? It will be a different trade you're trading. So let's wait and see. The big picture is still downside. So wait for a sell setup. You can actually put this here now, but you can wait for a sell setup. Euro yen. Euro yen, if you were in the sell from thing, you would have got break even out of this, and that would be the right thing to do. Take it off for break even. Or small profit, some of you took it off for. It's still downside, but there's no trade set up on it right now. Especially with this pullback, we can make a new high. Now, let me pull it like this. There's a very good chance we could go make a new high. We don't have a buy setup, but if you start getting consolidations here, and that becomes a buy setup to break the top again and then come down. Right? So if you see this here, we can go for the buy, let it break the top, take the profit, and then look for the downside, because the downside is still going to happen. Okay, so with that, let me go through some of the majors. Let me go through some of these commodities and indices. So we'll see where we go from. This pulled back a lot more, so this buy setup is off. The buy setup was actually only for this small flag, and it's pulling back pretty deep into this, which means eventually it could be a sell. On the big picture, eventually we're making a flat. Right? If you're making a flat at the bottom there, you might continue to go. As of now, it's still a buy. As of now, that is still a buy, but you want a flag outside of this range. Right? If it makes a flag here, a big enough flag on a 1 hour, we can go for that trade, at least for this move up. And then take the profit off or move this stop, especially if it starts to consolidate, and see if it comes back down. There's a good chance it's a deep pullback for upside. So I'll still say look for a buy setup. Allow this to make a flag here and then put the entry above it and go for it. Starting to make a flag. Not the best one, but it's kind of incomplete. Once it's completed, you can go for it. I don't think this have anything to do with it. This is more of a bigger flat in here, this piece. That's a huge running flat. So you get a drop, a huge running flat, a drop, and you're getting this. Look for a buy setup. Oil. We're about to hit the bottom. So if you were selling, you would watch it very carefully here. And this is the point from where it can go back up. Right? From this point, we're expecting it to go back up one more. So just in case, this one should go to the top, made a big flat here, and now it should go. So we're still expecting one more move up. You look for buy setups. It's at the bottom. There's no point looking for sell setups. Look for buy setups. There is no buy setup in it as yet. It actually has a very small sell setup, which you probably don't want to trade. Right? There's a sell setup there because I don't expect that to drop very far. Here's 30. Okay, so we're making the running flat, right? Friday, we thought that it could stop there and make a running flat. Go for the sell. There is a small flag here. Why not go for it? Sell. This small one we sold, it went well. So you're looking for this sell. You can put an active sell on it. S&P 500, same thing. You can put an active sell on it. There is a sharp pullback, so keep your stop above the top, right? See that sharp pullback there? Think running flat. Right, and if it's making a running flat, well, we don't know where we get that one. Sometimes we get it. Look at this one. We got it here, right? So there's no point why not sell all of these. So now we can sell that because we're at the top. And we're expecting this move down. And the same should be for this. Actually, this one, we're not expecting any specific move down. Right? Because we already fulfill all of them. So there is no move we're looking for from this coming down. So you might want to take it. This might be the best. These were the buy setups. I'll take them off. These were the buys. Take this off. And take this off. Now we're looking for the sell. We don't have this again. We don't have that sharp one. But like I said, the sharp one could come pretty late. If it just tag and make the sharp one, keep a stop above this stop. And it's a sell setup. There's a high probability they will all tag you and pull back like this. Right? If you're aware of that, you don't have to worry about it. So we can go with a sell setup. Okay, someone had given us this chart and asked me to put it on because they like the way it's looking. I should say I like the way it's looking too. So right now you have a good sell setup here. This is a perfect sell setup. Right? You can put an entry here and go for the sell. First, you're going to watch it when it comes here, and then if it breaks through, you go with the trade. So what I'm expecting, I think it can break through. I would look at this as a possible flat in the middle there. So this is a 1, 2, 3. This is your impulse. This should actually drop through the bottom here like this. Because we came very close to the top, it might just do this and go back up one more. So in the bigger picture, is there a chance that it goes one more? In the bigger picture, it can. But if you're looking at this correction like the way we look at corrections, we did break the low here, right? There's a chance we broke the low here, but it doesn't mean that, you end the structure. We actually broke the low here too, right? So there is a good chance we're making a running or expanding flat in this case. I'll say expanding flat in this case, in which case I'll be looking at this as the flat, this one here as the first flat. So this would be like a 1, 2, 3, which means this could drop straight through to the bottom back here like this. Go back up back to the top like this, and then drop, completing this pattern. So either this comes here, let me erase that. Either it comes this much and go back up, which is a good trade, by the way, or it actually just keeps dropping and then go back up. Either way, it's a good trade. So go back, that's the daily chart. Go back to the 1 hour and go for the trade. Now, on the 1 hour structure, it could come here and go back up too, and then drop, right? This could become more complex. But because I think it might have completed itself, there's a good chance this is going to drop. Go for the sell. So this would be an active sell. Tesla. Tesla is likely going to drop one more. Seems like they're consolidating the drop. If this consolidation comes here, break this low and start to go back up, you're going for the buy. So you can actually put a buy entry here. Right? The bigger picture is upside. The only question is whether it's going to drop one more to the low, whether this is going to come here and then go back up. So there is a chance that that could happen. Should it drop, I'm not interested in the sell. Come on, where the hell is it? What's here? I'm not interested in the sell if it comes here. Once it comes here, start to go back up, we buy again. This is the sell setup. You can put the entry here now. We broke the top again. We broke that top, so we're actually in this one. And that makes the sell here a good one. It's not a big sell. It's only to come back to here and then probably go back up again. So we're only looking. It could come all the way to the bottom here, by the way. This is sharp, so we're just going to come here, go back up, and then come back down. We're just going sideways, put it that way. Next, sorry. You're getting a flat here, so that's a buy setup. It might not be ready to go. This consolidation could stay here for a while, but you can put an entry order above the top if you want. It might consolidate more here. It could come back here, drop again a few more times, and then go. So you're looking for a buy setup. And This is a buy setup. Again, you can put an entry order above the top here for a buy setup. It's a very small flag. You need a bigger one. You need to consolidate more, but it's a buy setup. And Nifty. Okay, so you're waiting for Nifty to drop. If you get a flag here, sell it. You need this to come here and make a flag. You see, this one didn't make a flag. You need this to come here, make a flag, and then go for the sell. So if you get a flag, you get a sell. No flag, no trade. Let's go. So Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going sideways. It kind of make a 1, 2, 3 here. We got a sharp one up, so I think this should drop more. The bigger picture might be upside on the 4-hour. See, we're consolidating at the top here. This is the move up. And if all the consolidation stays in this range, even if it kind of do this and drop and do this and drop, this consolidation would mean upside. As long as it's consolidating at the top there, it's upside. Right now, you have a flag kind of correction is going on here. For a sell, you need a flag to sell it. It could drop. I don't think it's ready for the takeoff. This here could drop, make a new low, and then start going up. So let's see if we get the new low first. And then you'll start to look for the upside. Okay, this went up. I was expecting it to just break the top. There's a bigger picture in this that is going sideways, and we haven't got this pullback as yet. Just like in I think Bitcoin also has the same thing, with this sharp pullback and nothing with it. So you can buy these flags. They're not going very far, but at some point, one of them will pull back deep, and then the buy becomes interesting. So if you're buying at the top, you got to be careful, right? This is kind of buying at the top. So any flag you get that you buy, be careful, because we haven't got this pullback as yet. And at some point it will happen. I just leave it floating somewhere. So every flag you get, you can take, or a flat like this, you can buy it, but then you have to buy it with a lot of caution. XRP just going sideways. And it came down deeper than we expected. You can actually buy this here. Right, there's a flag here for upside. This is the impulse. This is the flag. As long as it stays in that range, you can go for that trade. And then hope that it breaks out. There's a chance that if it starts to go really slow like this, then it's likely going to come down back, right? So you're buying inside of the consolidation, not the best thing to do. It's a very aggressive trade. But we're expecting it to go up one more. We're expecting this to go back one more to the top there. Hope it doesn't have a flat like this before it goes. Right, so it's a buy setup. You can go for that. ADA kind of consolidate. It's breaking through here, but not necessarily, going back down. There's a chance that we might just make a bigger flat here and then, go there and come back. There's this sharp move and a few sharp moves we haven't gotten, but structurally we'll have to wait a long time to get that. Because if this is a pullback of its own, you have to get it downside, then the upside, then the downside, and then you get everything else. So sell setup, maybe. I don't like it. It's not a flag as such. If it starts consolidating more, we'll look for the sell. BNB, upside, wait for flags, buy. Right, this structurally is going up. So any flag you get, you can buy. Any pullback you get, you can buy. Dash is at the top here. So from here, we're expecting this to come back down. Let's put this here. From the top there, it made a new high, no problem. We're still expecting that to come back down, then go back up. And then come down. This is making kind of a flat here. Even if it pushes a little more, I think we should be looking for the sell setup and destruction. So look for the sell setup. Dot. This is pushing up on a slow move. So if you want to buy, every time they make a top, they pull back, make a top, pull back, make a top, pull back, that should drop. Most likely it should drop because we're still in this. Structurally, we're in this. It could go higher, but then it comes back here before it goes, making a big flat. AVA. Okay, this is coming down. It's much lower than I expected. I expected to stop here, go back up. Actually, stop earlier because we're looking at a possibility of an expanding flat, a running flat, sorry. So this still has a chance to go up. If it starts to consolidate there, we'll take it off and we'll just go with the sell. But see if it consolidates here as a sell. That means we're not going to get a running flat. And if it goes up, make a flag, you can buy. Wait for some consolidation, sell. Link. Link is also dropping, so I think we're coming back to make this one, which means we could probably get a drop here and then upside. That'd be the flat we're looking for. So far good. It's coming. Let's see how far it goes. Okay, this didn't come back. There's a good chance it still looks downside. This could still come back, right? This here could still come back. It still looks downside. It doesn't look upside as yet. Structurally, it's looking downside. Now, this one is upside and it's going really quick. If you bought this, you did well. There's more to go in this. So any flag you get, you can continue with the buy. Right? We're expecting it to get to the top there, then come down. So this one is going good. When it reaches the top, they will complete this flat and then it could even go a little higher than that. But from there, we'll see downside. So in the 1 hour, it's going good. Any flag you get, you can buy. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do, leave a comment, leave a like, and see you later. Right, next week probably. Again, this analysis is not good enough for an entire week. It will change within the week. So if at any point in time you would like to join us, just send me a Skype message and you will be able to join us either as an installment trader or as a full-time trader. That said, let's go. Let me stop the recording.